Hey guys, this is Eric Weingartner with Weingartner Racing. Today's video is a product review over these heads. And these heads, we're getting a little away from the LS finally. These are a big block Chevy head. This is the AFR. I don't know how good it's going to show you. The AFR, and it says oval, but I'll show you what it is. This is the AFR300 cc CNC ported head. This is the first time I ever got one in the shop. This is supposed to be their largest oval port head. And I got a chance to flow it, and you saw kind of just a little clip of the peak flow, what it did. But I'll show you the whole flow numbers and everything else, and I'll give you other information about the head as well. So that's what this video is really about. So to start off with, we'll just start with this view since we're here. Every big block has a long runner and a short runner. Now, most people only advertise the long runner flows, but I'm going to show you both. But I want to give you a picture so you can see what it looks like with the valves out of both the long and the short. These come with like a 113 cc chamber, which is really, really small, especially for a big block. They're meant mostly for like a 4310 and smaller board. Don't get me wrong, you can put these on a bigger board engines, be just fine. But that's the reason why the chamber is so small. It's meant really to go on a smaller engine because to get the compression ratio up, smaller chamber. They have a 2300 intake valve, which is pretty large, 188 exhaust valve, and they're fully CNC ported. As a note, I'll go ahead and tell you, if you get the AFR265, that's their smallest one, it's full CNC ported too. The finish just isn't as smooth as what you see here. The 290, same way, it's got a smooth finish like this. The 265, it's full CNC ported, even though they don't claim to be, but it's a really rough finish. This one's nice. This is your short runner. We'll just bring the light over to that so you can get a better view of that. And as you tell, the vane direction faces a different way because the air is hitting the chamber a different way. So, a couple notes, just if you're wondering about this. This right here is where the gasket is that sits on the flow bench. That's what that is. You can tell it's kind of wiping off. But I wanted to show you this. The AFR surfaces their heads first, then puts in the seats. You know how I know this? That. I don't know how well the light's going to capture it. See this? Let me just focus here. There we go. There's a ledge here, and the reason why there's a ledge is whenever you put something in, you're creating a press, and it's actually pushing out aluminum right there on the deck. Will that affect sealing? Absolutely not, because the sealing ring's actually going here, which you can kind of see from the gasket. It's so far away from that, so it's not going to affect anything. But just something I spotted, which does bring up another thing. The valves are still in here. There, it gives you a better view too. This has a positive free drop, which means from the deck surface, the intake valve is actually sticking out beyond the deck. So one thing you do need to watch out for this is piston to valve clearance on the intake side, because in general, most heads, when you get them, the intake valve is actually sitting into the head, so it's got some free drop. In other words, the valve will move a little bit before it actually would make contact with where the flat part of the deck might be. I probably confused you there, but this one doesn't. It's sticking out further, so you have even less. Will that affect the exhaust? No, it's more the intake. Although probably because of the chamber size, the way that they are getting them this small, this is probably a little bit smaller as well. But let me flip it over and give you a better view of the other side. Here's your intake view side. Now, they call these an oval port, which, there you go, there it says oval. But these are really a roval, because really that's a rectangle, just a small one. The note I need to make for this is typical, like your 781 big block Chevy heads, they're a true oval, right? So they're perfectly circle. Most intake manifolds that you get are actually designed for the perfect circle. They're not necessarily designed for this roval. However, AFR does make a dual plane intake manifold that is for this. The thing is, like, well, what if I want to run a single plane? Any of the others that you get, so say you get a 454O, that's a single plane intake manifold from Edelbrock, you could port match it to this. You just have to be aware of it. And AFR actually makes a specific gasket that fits these too. So something just to be aware of. This is down a long runner. It's a pretty good shot there. You get a nice view of that. Let me show you the short runner real quick. There we go. You got that view. A couple other notes. I've said this before, but AFR, not all of AFR heads are manufactured or even cast in America. The exception is this. So what I mean by that is if you get any of the Enforcers, they're cast and machined in China. If you get some of their small block Chevy, small block Ford stuff, they are cast in China, but there's all the machine work was done in America and assembly, obviously. The big block stuff, though, it is cast in America. And how I could tell is if you ever get a big block head and you're trying to, from AFR, and you're trying to determine did it get manufactured in America, or is it a Chinese one? And this says BB. BB stands for Buddy Bar. That's a foundry that's in California. So this one was cast in California. Now, if you get some of the older ones, you'll see a little E with a circle on it. That's an Edelbrock. Edelbrock. I know I say it wrong every time, just a habit, I guess. But anyway, that one was also cast in America. So as far as I know, to date, if you get any of the CNC Magnum line of heads for AFR, they're all cast in America. The exception comes in the Enforcer line, and that's a totally different deal. And I'll be honest with you, I love the Enforcer line for the LS3, the small block Chevy, small block Ford. I despise it for the big block Chevy. That one seems, I do not like those. I don't think they are very good. But anyway, let me show you the exhaust, and then we can go on and I'll show you the actual flow numbers. Here's the exhaust ports. As a note, these are a raised exhaust port. So these are not at all in the stock location. So if you're worried about header clearance and whatnot, these are raised up. So that's something to keep in account. I'm not entirely sure. I think it's 300 thou, but you'd have to look up on AFR's website. You're like, you should do it. Well, I'm not the one buying them. But anyway, they are raised. However, I rarely have people tell me that they actually have problems with the raised exhaust port and their headers actually hitting something on any of the heads I've sold. The raised port really helps out the exhaust flow a bunch. So if you're wondering, if you're like, well, I can't. I just don't have the room. I don't have room for this raised up exhaust port. Do they make any head that has a stock exhaust port aftermarket wise? The only one I know of is the Brodix Race Rights. Everything else, they're raised. That's it. So it really does help out flow. But anyway, speaking of flow, let's just show you the flow sheet. Before I talk about the flow numbers, which you can see here, that's the reason why I'm talking a little bit, so you get a chance to look at them. As a note, I am an AFR dealer, so I do sell AFR heads. However, these Pacific set that you're seeing in this video, a customer actually sent them in because I'm supposed to port an intake manifold for him. Obviously, I would have loved to have sold him the set, but he didn't get them from me. So, and also AFR didn't send these to me just for testing. AFR has in the past sent heads to me to test, especially on the dyno. And true, I would love to do a dyno test where I have these AFR heads, these 300s right now, versus their 305 rectangular port as cast heads. I would love to do that dyno test. However, they have not sent me heads for that, and nor have I asked. Maybe if I did, they might. But I mean, I wouldn't mind being their R&D section, although I do a lot of testing for them now anyway. But I shouldn't say a lot. I do some testing for them because I'm getting ready to test their 385 heads on the 540 dyno mule. Point being is, no one's paying me for this information. So this was floated on my signs bench. That's this one, which you saw in the beginning of the video, I'm sure. This is a 4310 bore. It does not have notches, and has no exhaust pipe. Again, there are two different runners. There's a long runner and a short runner. If we look, it actually is really, really, really good at 283 and then 275. On a 4310 bore, that's pretty good. Peak flow is 379. I don't have a clue. I didn't even look on their website before filming this, what they actually claim it does. I thought at one point someone said they did 400, but that's just speculation. I don't remember. What I can tell you is it does 379 on both runners. It just does it way later, which you're like, well, no one's going to a 1-inch lift with this head. They may. You'd be surprised how many people run stuff. Chances are, though, you're probably in the 700 lift range. And that one, you're at 366 on the short runner or long runner, 356 on the short runner. So not really, they're pretty good. It's pretty good for what it is. I can't complain there, especially on the 4310 bore. Exhaust flow is really outstanding. It does 278. It must be water underneath this paper. Just got that paper dirty. But anyway, 278 right there. That's not bad at all. And this is without an exhaust pipe. AFR flows with exhaust pipes. I don't do that. It busts up your numbers. It makes them look better than what they are. But overall, it's a really good flowing head. It should make pretty good power. So now you have some information about it. Have I ever dyno tested any of these with this head? No. At some point, I'm sure I will. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Remember, I'm no Superman. I do not port cast iron heads. Please buy heads from me. And you guys take care.